Welcome to Decoding the Economy, insights for everyone. This series is here to demystify the financial world and help you navigate the economic changes impacting your life. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just curious about what's happening in the markets, this series is for you. In our very first episode, we're diving into a major development: the Federal Reserve's decision to cut interest rates by 25 basis points. This decision officially ends one of the most restrictive monetary tightening cycles in history. But what does this mean for the economy and for you? Let's break it down. The Federal Reserve's main goal is to balance inflation and economic growth. Over the last few years, they've raised interest rates aggressively to combat inflation, which hit a staggering 9% in 2022. Since then, we've seen progress, with inflation cooling to 2.4%. While this is above their ideal target of 2%, the trend is moving in the right direction. However, the cost of borrowing has soared, impacting everything from credit card debt to mortgages. This has slowed economic growth and put financial strain on households and businesses alike. By lowering rates, the Federal Reserve aims to ease this burden and support a more stable economy. Interest rate changes don't just stay within the walls of the Federal Reserve, they ripple across the entire economy. Here's how. Lower rates often lead to cheaper borrowing for companies, which can boost their growth and stock prices. However, with valuations already high, experts warn that this rally might not last. Mortgage rates, while influenced by broader factors like the 10-year Treasury yield, may begin to stabilize or decline, potentially improving affordability. However, limited inventory and high prices remain a challenge. Lower rates reduce the cost of borrowing but also decrease returns on savings accounts. This shift can encourage spending and investing, but may also leave savers earning less on their deposits. For most of us, these changes will influence your loans. From credit cards to car loans, borrowing costs may drop slightly, offering some relief. Your investments. Lower rates could create new opportunities in the stock market or real estate. Your budget. Inflation is cooling, but prices for essentials remain high. Staying disciplined with your spending is key. This rate cut is just the beginning. The Federal Reserve will continue monitoring economic data and adjusting its policies accordingly. For now, the best approach is to stay informed and adaptable. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you're ready to dive deeper into the economic trends shaping our world, hit that subscribe button and don't miss the next episode. Together, we'll decode the economy one topic at a time.
In this episode of Decoding the Economy, insights for everyone, we're focusing on inflation, a force that affects everyone's wallet and financial well-being. Inflation peaked at 9% in 2022, a level not seen in decades. But recently, it's cooled to 2.4%, which is a promising trend. Yet, even as inflation slows, prices for essentials like groceries, rent, and energy remain far higher than they were just a few years ago. Let's explore what's happening, what's driving the decline in inflation, and why it's not back to the Federal Reserve's target. Key trends in energy prices, housing costs, and everyday goods. How you can adjust your budget and spending habits to stay ahead. The story doesn't end here. Rising debt delinquencies and financial strain are creating new challenges for households. At the same time, changes in government policy are affecting how inflation is calculated, leading to debates about whether the numbers match reality. By the end of this episode, you'll have a better understanding of what inflation means for you and what you can do to stay financially resilient in uncertain times. Let's dive in. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, insights for everyone, we're turning our focus to the housing market, a sector facing significant challenges this year. Despite falling interest rates, mortgage rates remain stubbornly high. Existing home sales are at their lowest levels in decades, and affordability is a growing concern. But what's causing this mismatch? And where are we headed? Here's what we'll cover: the factors keeping mortgage rates elevated even as the Federal Reserve lowers interest rates, how rising inventory and shifting demand are impacting home prices, practical advice for buyers, sellers, and renters navigating this unpredictable market. By the end of this episode, you'll understand the key trends shaping the housing market and what they mean for your next move, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or rent. Let's dive in.
In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we're diving into the stock market and its uncertain future. Over the past 5 years, the stock market has experienced impressive growth, driven largely by a handful of major companies. But experts are warning that this level of expansion might not be sustainable. With shifting economic conditions and high valuations, many are wondering, what's next for the market? In this episode, we'll explore the role of the Magnificent Seven companies in recent stock market trends, predictions for market performance over the next decade, and key strategies to help you navigate volatility and protect your investments. By the end of this episode, you'll have the tools to better understand and adapt to the stock market's changing landscape. Let's get started. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we're diving into the stock market and the real estate sector, two key areas facing uncertainty and potential shifts. Over the past 5 years, the stock market has experienced impressive growth, driven largely by a handful of major companies. But experts are warning that this level of expansion might not be sustainable. Meanwhile, the real estate market is grappling with high mortgage rates, low affordability, and shifting inventory levels. In this episode, we'll explore the role of the Magnificent Seven companies in recent stock market trends, predictions for market performance over the next decade, key trends in the real estate sector, including the impact of elevated mortgage rates and changing buyer behaviors, and strategies to navigate volatility and protect your investments in both markets. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clearer picture of the challenges and opportunities ahead in both the stock market and real estate. Let's dive in. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we'll analyze two critical forces shaping the financial world: global economic trends and their direct impact on your daily life. The global economy is more interconnected than ever, and changes in trade, technology, and policy ripple across borders. Supply chain disruptions, fluctuating currencies, and inflationary pressures are influencing markets and shaping consumer behavior worldwide. Here's what we'll cover: key global trends driving economic shifts, from international trade to tech innovation. How these trends affect industries like real estate, investments, and energy. Actionable steps to adapt your financial strategies in a rapidly changing global landscape. By the end of this episode, you'll have insights to navigate the challenges and seize opportunities in a connected world. Let's dive into these global forces and their local impacts. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we'll take a closer look at inflation, interest rates, and their impact on key financial sectors like housing, investments, and your everyday expenses. As inflation cools, interest rates are starting to come down, but not without some complications. Mortgage rates remain high, savings yields are shrinking, and the cost of living is still elevated. Understanding these dynamics can help you make better financial decisions. In this episode, we'll explore the connection between inflation and interest rates and what the latest trends mean for consumers. How these shifts are shaping the housing market, stock investments, and real estate trends. Practical steps you can take to protect your finances in a changing economic landscape. By the end of this episode, you'll have actionable insights to navigate these economic transitions confidently. Let's get started. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we'll focus on the challenges and opportunities in today's housing and stock markets. Both sectors are under pressure, but remain critical for long-term financial strategies. The housing market is seeing historic lows in home sales, with affordability being a significant issue. At the same time, the stock market's growth has been heavily reliant on a few large companies, raising questions about its sustainability. Here's what we'll cover: the current state of the housing market and what's driving trends in prices and inventory, key insights into stock market performance, and whether growth is likely to continue, strategies for navigating both markets, whether you're buying a home, investing, or simply trying to stay informed. By the end of this episode, you'll have the knowledge to adapt your financial plans to these evolving markets. Let's dive in. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we're discussing how to navigate a changing economic landscape while balancing short-term challenges and long-term opportunities. From rising interest rates to cooling inflation, the financial world is shifting rapidly. These changes are impacting how we save, invest, and plan for the future. In this episode, we'll explore the current trends in global markets and how they're affecting key sectors like housing and energy, tips for managing personal finances during periods of economic uncertainty, and strategies for making smart investment decisions that align with your long-term goals. By the end of this episode, you'll have actionable advice to help you stay ahead in a world of constant change. Let's get started. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we'll focus on how technological innovation is reshaping the financial world and creating new opportunities. From the rise of digital currencies to advancements in financial technology, innovation is changing the way we manage money, invest, and interact with markets. But with these opportunities come new risks and challenges. Here's what we'll explore: how technology like blockchain and AI is transforming financial services, the rise of digital currencies and their implications for the economy, and practical advice for embracing innovation while managing risks. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how to navigate the evolving tech-driven financial landscape with confidence. Let's dive in. In this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone, we're exploring the intersection of climate change and the economy, a topic that's becoming increasingly relevant for investors, businesses, and governments alike. Climate-related policies and innovations are reshaping industries, from energy to transportation, and influencing how economies grow and adapt. Here's what we'll cover: the economic impacts of climate change and related policies, how businesses are adapting to sustainability demands, and the rise of green technology, opportunities for individuals to invest in and support eco-conscious initiatives. By the end of this episode, you'll have a better understanding of how climate and the economy are intertwined and how you can be part of the solution. Let's dive in.
Thank you for watching this episode of Decoding the Economy, Insights for Everyone. If you've found value in the insights we've shared today, there's so much more to come. Make sure you don't miss out by hitting the subscribe button. It's free, quick, and ensures you're always up to date with the latest economic trends and financial strategies. Here's why subscribing matters. You'll gain early access to fresh content designed to empower your financial decisions. Be the first to explore topics ranging from housing and investments to emerging technologies and global trends. Plus, you'll join a growing community of like-minded individuals eager to navigate the ever-changing economic landscape. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when our next episode drops. We're here to make sense of the complex financial world, one topic at a time. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the next episode of Decoding the Economy. Until then, stay informed, stay empowered, and take charge of your financial future.